What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. As you know, I'm Fielding Shredder, and today we are assessing the Core Culture 350Z. So if you're not familiar with this car, the company that's been supporting me, Core Culture, I talked them into buying their own drift car. The owner was all excited about riding in my car. He was hyped. He was like, man, I got to get into this. And I was like, we need to get you a car. So my buddy Ben was selling this car, which is a very well put together, well sorted Z. It's got an LS2 under the hood. It's got a rear mount radiator. It's got Wisefab steering angle, coilovers, full roll cage, all the good stuff you'd want in a really quality, properly built drift car. And my job last weekend at Lone Star Drift was to go take it out and give it a shakedown, feel what it's like to drive this car, and then make any note of little things that I would think that needs a little bit of adjustment, a little tuning, a little upgrade, little changes, and assess that and then do that for him today. So that's what this video is all about. It is so loud. This thing is basically got straight pipe exhaust from the V8. It's over 6 liters. It's really, really loud, you guys. So in order to take this out to other racetracks like Harris Hill or other tracks around that have a noise ordinance, I'm not gonna be able to do that without making some adjustment to the exhaust. And by that I mean adding mufflers, multiple mufflers. So that's the plan for today, among a couple other little things. But basically, this thing is sweet. I'll show you quickly under the hood here. It's a little dirty, but there you go. Very nice car, very nice motor out of a Corvette. You can see some oil coolers up front. You can see the headers are nicely wrapped, and you got a power steering, baffled reservoir there from Chase Bays. The intake's down here. You just notice there's no radiator. So that is happening back here. I've got the rear end all jacked up already, but here is the rear mount radiator setup, which is functional. And I don't know about the looks. I'm not usually a big fan of these, but the functionality of it makes it worthwhile. And this one actually is nice and low profile. I hate it when they chop the back windshield in half and have all this goofy looking scoops and stuff like that. So this is definitely the most low profile that I've seen, and I really do like it. I think that it brings together the function and form that you would want out of a cool drift car. The one thing that you guys know I don't particularly think is very aesthetically pleasing is a cut rear bumper. You can see all this stuff that's open and exposed, so I suggested that we put a full rear bumper. So that's going to be in the cards. We'll do a KBD rear bumper, which is an indestructible bumper, and then I'll have it wrapped with this same 3M, I forget the color, Deep Space or something like that. Really cool color for sure. And then we'll add some exhaust. I'll show you guys the exhaust now underneath here. It is a turn down at the axles, which is very Formula D style, but also extremely loud. And you can see it's pretty dang low. It's been scraping on stuff. And you can see up under here, it just has a V-band clamp right here. Pretty munched up because it's been catching on stuff that comes from the, twin collectors that come down to this Y pipe and then collect right here. So my plan is to try and adapt something that goes right from this V-band clamp, and maybe I'll utilize this resonator, I'm not sure yet, but then I'm going to try and use the OEM tunnel right here for the exhaust, maybe the OEM hangers, and then make something work that I still have to figure out because of the rear mount radiator. So I don't know if I can put a big muffler back here and I certainly don't want it to be ugly or anything like that. But I'm also keeping in mind that, you know, not only does it have to be functional, it has to look good too, because it's a great looking car that I don't want to ruin. So with that full bumper, with the 2 open exhaust cutouts, I'm gonna have to make something work right there. So my plan is to maybe get some Nismo exhaust, and I have Nismo exhaust that I was planning on putting on my car, which is not in here, my HR 350Z, and maybe I'll put that on this car and we'll see how that sounds. It'll probably sound amazing, honestly, and definitely will quiet it down quite a bit. Some of the other little things is this bash bar has to get retooled or figured out, because you can see that it sticks out past where the factory bumper would go. I'm pretty sure that the KBD bumper will no longer go outside of that. So that has to be removed and figured out. And then of course, if I put a big muffler in here, this jack point's gonna be in the way as well. So lots of little things to figure out. First thing I gotta do is yank off this old exhaust. Actually, first thing I should do is let you guys hear it and see how loud it is and see what I'm talking about. So I'm gonna crank it up for you now. So as you can see, it is ridiculous. I don't even know if the GoPro would have picked up on that. It might have just completely cut out the microphone. But take my word for it, it is extremely loud and will blow way past the noise ordinance of a lot of these racetracks that we want to go to. So, all right, I'm gonna go ahead and take that exhaust off. I'm gonna take this rear bash bar off, take off the rear bumper, and then from there, we'll assess what parts will go on, what will fit, and make it happen. So I just gotta bust off this V-band. Oh God, crushing the GoPro. There's that. So, got everything off now. You can see here's the exhaust. Not much to quiet it down. Got the bash bar and the bumper off. So, up next, let's go check out some of the parts I have figured out for this thing. Nismo exhaust and KBD bumper. I think with this big of a muffler it is, it's not new. I was gonna put it on my car like I said, but a much bigger resonator and a much bigger muffler. Plus it allowed me to use the OEM mounts as long as that rear mount radiator is not in the way. And that'll be a really quick and easy bolt-on type solution. Now I got to figure out if that thing is even going to fit in here or is even going to work at all. Bolt-on solutions are much easier for maintenance, especially when it comes to drift cars that require a lot of maintenance. So I'm going to try and use these OEM exhaust hangers. So I went ahead and bought 2 brand new ones. And what's different about these is most of them are in plane like this. You just have 2 holes like that and then a rubber kind of mount. Whereas this one puts it 90 degrees out. So you can see what I mean here. 1 hole like that and then it turns at 90 degrees. So that will allow this to go like that and then it goes right onto here. So I'm gonna lube these up just a little bit to make it easier. Oh, that went right on actually. That was easy. And then the exhaust hanger should just poke right into there and then, you know, hold it steady. Now I do wish they made like a urethane version of this that has less flex. I don't think that they do. I haven't seen one. They make this style in urethane, so that's a good upgrade if you guys are building a car at home. Just get one of those. They're cheap. They're like 10 bucks and they're a lot stiffer than the OEM rubber. A little harder to install, but totally worth it once it's on because you have less vibration, less flex. It just works out better on a car that's getting abused. I'm gonna struggle here by myself. Xander's not in the shop with me today, so I'm gonna struggle by shoving this thing on here and hopefully don't hurt myself. That was about the smoothest install I think I've ever done in my life. That was awesome. So it went right on. Luckily, everything is cleared and I don't have to refabricate or re-engineer any of this stuff. You can see under here where I have to join the existing Nismo exhaust with the aftermarket custom built wide pipe right there. And so what I think I'm gonna do is just have that made up to it without touching the Y plate or the Y pipe. And the reason why is so that if I ever want to go back and put this on, if we're at an event where he wants it to be loud or you know we need that extra volume, we can. And minimal modifications necessary. I can just unbolt this one, throw that on, and good to go. Other than that, I think this will definitely help the sound quite a bit. Hopefully it's much quieter. That would be awesome, but still sounds good. I'm sure it will. That Nismo exhaust is really good stuff. It's probably the best sounding exhaust you can have for a VQ besides stock. But VQs sound terrible. This is not a VQ, it's an LS. If you have a VQ, put stock exhaust on it. And if you have to have aftermarket exhaust, get the Nismo stuff because it's the only one that's not awfully loud and annoying. VQs are the worst. I'll get off my soapbox. Thank you guys for watching. Please make sure to subscribe. Hopefully you learned something. Hopefully you enjoyed it. Hopefully it was entertaining enough. I'm gonna use some simple green. Clean this off first. And a rough terry cloth. Oh, that's already looking good. I might not even have to polish it. Nice. Yeah. Sweet. Good quality exhaust. Showing you guys here the beautiful exhaust work. We got a slip fit right here with this clamp. Nice mandrel bend. Very beautiful TIG welds going into the Nismo exhaust right here. So that connection will be solid and give me better ground clearance for sure. And you can see it goes all up under here to the exhaust. You can see the jack point right here on the bash bar works fantastic. Nice and simple to get the car up. And yeah, look how beautiful that came out. It's a little bit of elbow grease. Polish it right up. I gotta do the tips now. Now I'm going to use some of this Never Dull and polish these tips and this exhaust up. So I just want it to look as good as I can for the show. And yeah, you guys should definitely come check out Blues on the Green. We'll have my car and this car on display and a bunch of cool artists on stage. And Core Culture is sponsoring the events. There's going to be a bunch of samples and giveaways and VIP stuff, and it should be a lot of fun. So hopefully you guys can make it out. Looking good. Get that Nismo all polished up. So now we are putting in some urethane exhaust hanger bushings. The stock rubber ones are too squishy. You probably saw the exhaust shaking around like crazy, and I don't want that. So we're gonna put these suckers on here now. This is a perfect example of when you want to have the right tool for the job. Getting these off is sometimes a pain in the butt, but I got these pliers and they're specifically made to remove bushings. Like that. Gets them right off. Amazing tool. Okay, and then just a BFH to go back on. If you don't know what that is, look it up. I need some lube. Lube. You can stop the camera.
That's a weird sounding 2J.
I know, right? Doesn't it sound so much better?
It does sound so much better.
It's amazing when you put nice exhaust that was meant for a 6-cylinder with a V8. Quieted it up, but not too much. It's still, you know, plenty loud. Sounds great. Fits perfect. Man, I'm really happy with this.
Comment, did you like that?
She did not like that.
Comment, are you happy?
She has been happier. The polished muffler came out fantastic. Oh yeah. Just get the cars unveiled and everything. Got the wraps off of them, ready to go. I'm showing Nicole and Ramsey the recent upgrades to their beautiful ride here. Awesome. And the first time he's gonna get to hear it with the new exhaust on it. So you wanna crank it or you want me to? You want me to do it? All right. Good. Sounds really good now. So it's definitely quite the upgrade, you know? No kidding. Yeah. You can see that exhaust is real good. Yeah. Perfect fitment, you know? Yeah. Give the crowd a little show here. Woo! I love it. And KBD bumper. I mean, it is solid, you guys. Because it really helps make a really